Hello. I need to start off with a little bit of silliness. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Birdcage with Gene Hackman, Robin Williams, and Nathan Lane, Calista Flockhart. Diane Weiss. There's quite a few. But there's a scene where they are saying things in a certain cadence. And for some reason, I needed to apply that to mentoring today. So here we go. We are mentoring. We are mentoring. You might have to see the movie. I didn't do it well. I'm sorry. Okay, so part of mentoring, as we know, is matching the interests and goals of the mentee to the experiences and expertise of the mentor. Additionally, as we've discussed, knowing where you are as a mentor, right? What strengths you have, what weaknesses, what your interests are important. And, do you have the time to be present? Are you interested in being a mentor, etc.? All things we have discussed. This is also true for a mentee. That is, where are they in their readiness for change or learning, right? Because learning is change. It's often assumed that mentees, teachers, will be ready and even excited for learning new things and participating in professional development opportunities. This can be an incorrect assumption. Much like you as a mentor, mentees are also having to think about stressors such as finance, academic readiness, emotional exhaustion, cultural relevancy to the program support. Is the program participation required or mandatory? And these things are, for the most part, all outside of their job, especially if they're new. Starting a new job is hard. Starting a new career is hard and emotionally exhausting. So having to take all of those things into account. Using Peterson and Volk's 2010 Readiness for Change Stages framework can help you discuss and identify with your mentee which stage of change they are currently residing and adapt as needed. So the framework uses 5 stages. Pre-contemplation, which means the mentee is not ready for change. Contemplation is where they're thinking about change, or learning, but are overwhelmed by obstacles. Preparation is where they are ready to change and express an interest. The 4th stage is action, where they're actively engaged in change. And maintenance is where they're maintaining the change with vigilance. There's a table in the module that I highly recommend that you look at. I recommend you look at it because it gives advice or ideas on how to support individuals in the different stages. So let's do a quick review of the characteristics of effective mentoring. You'll notice I use the phrase effective mentoring because, right, there's mentoring that's not effective, but that's not what we're aiming for. We're aiming for effective mentoring. Time. Mentoring takes time, and relationships will change throughout that time as the mentee becomes more confident, more self-reflective, and self-confident as a practitioner. That will change how the discussions go and probably what is being discussed. The mentoring should fit the individual, the program, and community. It begins by the mentor noticing the strengths and the relationship being reciprocal. Mentors learn as much as they learn a lot as they gain insight to their own practices and, of course, to the mentee's practices. Mentoring works best when it's not part of an evaluation and it has the ability to be transformative. Ideally, a mentee has some ideas for their goals or, where they want to start their inquiry. And that's a wonderful starting point. Those can always be adjusted as needed. If the mentee does not have any goals, and, after you've highlighted their strengths, you could ask, is there a strength they wish to explore? right? You're going to want to give them time to think about this and not expect an answer in real time. Maybe this is a prompt you send to them a couple of days before, or you close your last meeting with it, something like that. So is there a strength that they want to explore even further? You might be thinking, oh, but that's not helping them grow right away. And it might be, right? At this point, you're just trying to help the mentee wonder and get curious and think about their practice. And starting with a strength can be a good way to help not only build trust, but also to signify that, this relationship is going to help you grow in all sorts of areas. Additionally, you could invite them to wonder. Gosh, I love that word, wonder. It allows for vulnerability and time, and it's fluid. Anyway, I lost the track. You could have the mentee sit with it a bit, oh, well, what do you wonder, right? And after there's been some time, this might be an opportunity for you, something that you've maybe noticed, and to include it in as a question. Oh, I wonder if you sat Xavier, closer to you during reading time, if blah, 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 blah. Or I wonder if we moved the carpet or the chairs to somewhere, if that would help with the class flow. Again, not oh, you must do this, but I wonder what would change, if anything. Because when you're mentoring through inquiry, that is the crux of the mentoring relationship. It's a starting of, oh, we're going to ask each other questions, and that's going to be how we explore this and see where it can go and how it can help us both grow as professionals.